inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it locked.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now. I can't laugh. I'm live right now. Let me get real serious.
The basketball world is once again fixated on Angel Reese, not for a championship run or a record-breaking performance, but for the strange storm brewing between her on-court reality and her off-court marketability. Just months after headlines buzzed with news of her multi-million-dollar endorsement deal with Reebok, a deal anchored by the promise of a signature shoe slated for 2026, questions are starting to echo in boardrooms and sports talk shows alike. This was supposed to be a rising star story, the kind of narrative where a young athlete blends charisma, cultural influence, and undeniable skill into a brand that transcends the game. But as the Chicago Sky's season spirals and Reese's performances continue to draw more criticism than applause, the script has taken a darker turn. Industry insiders now whisper behind closed doors about whether Reebok has tied its flagship basketball revival to a player whose highlight reels are increasingly replaced by low-light compilations. In the high-stakes world of sports marketing, image is everything. And when the footage the public sees contradicts the story a brand is trying to tell, the fallout can be brutal. Right now, the gap between the Angel Reese brand and the Angel Reese box score is widening by the game, and the clock toward that 2026 launch is ticking louder.
Let's talk WNBA real quick, because sports, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, right? Yeah. They're going back and forth. And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ will become the MJ of the WNBA by the time she retires. That's what she said. Okay. Let me continue.
Okay.
All right.
Jamil
so
Hill.
now,
okay, guy.
While this is taking place, Brittany Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. This is her quote.
There's a strange tension every time Angel Reese gets the ball near the rim. You'd think standing 6'3" and playing in the paint that she'd be an unstoppable finisher. Instead, this season she's been hitting only around 31 to 33% of her layup attempts. The kind of number that's almost unthinkable at the professional level. And here's the kicker. She's taking the third most layups in the league, meaning the misses pile up quickly. For context, most pros convert those shots at 70 to 80%, and even many high school players finish better. It's turned what should be one of her strengths into a glaring weakness, and it's left fans, commentators, and even fellow players shaking their heads in disbelief. The problem isn't just the misses, it's how often they come, how visible they are, and how they've become part of her identity on the court.
Chicago Bravado once again got their ass kicked. Angel Reese was so bad last night, the announcers calling the game, they were laughing at her performance. Check out some highlights for yourself. Well, KC, you always do this. You select a couple of bad plays and try to convince us that Angel Reese isn't a superstar.
If there was one moment that captured the issue in a single clip, it happened against the New York Liberty. Reese had 4 straight chances at a putback in less than 15 seconds and came up empty every time. 2 were blocked, the rest just didn't go in, and the sequence spread online like wildfire. Within hours, the footage was everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, each edit more brutal than the last, with circus music, dramatic slow-mo, and captions turning the play into a comedy skit. It wasn't just WNBA fans watching, it spilled into general sports culture, even reaching people who don't usually follow women's basketball. But the attention came with a problem. It wasn't admiration, it was mockery. For Reebok, who's banking on her as the face of their comeback, that kind of virality is a nightmare.
This was an epic embarrassment, bro. Remember, this is a pro basketball player. Won a national championship. Their calling card they'd like to hang over is she beat Caitlin Clark. Remember that. Watch this.
Also with the miss, Angel Reese picks it up, which she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, "Give me that. How about another?" Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up. Jones with another block.
Are you serious, guys?
On paper, Angel Reese's field goal percentage doesn't seem terrible, sitting around 44% for the season. For a casual fan glancing at the stat sheet, that might look like solid production, but that number hides a much bigger issue. Nearly all of her shots come from right under the basket, the zone where professional players usually score at an almost automatic 70 to 80% rate. When you're built to own the paint at 6'3", every close shot should be money in the bank. Instead, Reese is flipping coins at the rim, missing chances that should be gimmies. And in the WNBA, where every possession counts, that's not just a personal stat problem. It changes the way teams defend you. Opponents know they don't always need to contest her heavily, because there's a good chance the ball won't drop. That's a psychological advantage for the defense, and a huge red flag for anyone trying to market her as an unstoppable force.
Spin cycle, the Angel Reese, face up, oh, here we go. Oh, snap, cook up, crossover, crossover, right to the rack, and oh, but we got our own rebound. Beautiful, we got our own offensive rebound. Here we go again, a little bit of travel action in there. Oh, and we missed another, but don't worry. We grabbed our second rebound. Let me just posture up real quick. Talk my ish. You can't guard me. You can't guard me. Point forward, Angel.
Sometimes you don't even need stats to understand a player's struggles. You can hear it in the voices of the commentators. These are seasoned professionals, trained to make every moment sound thrilling. Whether it's a mid-range jumper or a game-winning buzzer beater, they've mastered the art of keeping energy high, even when the game drags. But with Reese, something unusual happens. When she drives to the basket, there's a hesitation in their tone. It's subtle, a beat of silence, a nervous laugh, or a quick change of subject. They know what the numbers say, and they've seen the pattern play out too many times. That hesitation is telling. It's not the gentle ribbing you hear when a star has an off night. It's the sound of people expecting a miss before the ball even leaves her hands. And when the voice is selling the game to millions start bracing for failure, it says more than any press conference ever could.
Angel, me bound, prayer, Reese. You're only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be. That ain't nothing to be proud of.
The moment those misses hit the court, the internet pounces. Entire social media ecosystems feed on them. From TikTok accounts stitching her plays with clown music to YouTube compilations labeled worst layups of the season. One off night is bad enough, but in Reese's case, the bloopers have become a running series. Millions of views pour in, not because people are inspired, but because they can't believe what they're watching. And the edits aren't just playful, and they're relentless. Slow motion replays, sarcastic captions, dramatic zoom-ins. Each miss turned into a mini piece of internet theater. The strange part, this is the kind of viral attention most brands would kill for, but for Reebok, it's a nightmare. They're gearing up for a 2026 signature shoe launch that's supposed to scream confidence, performance, and dominance. Instead, the most shared clips of their star athlete are the ones that make fans laugh, and not in a way that sells sneakers.
Inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it blocked.
The Chicago Sky's season hasn't exactly made things easier for Angel Reese. If the team were winning, some of her struggles might get buried under the glow of victory. But instead, the Sky are trapped in a slump that feels endless. Sitting with a record well under 300, they've strung together an 8-game losing streak that sucked the energy out of their fan base. Here's the strange twist. When Reese plays, they lose. But when she's sidelined, the team somehow manages to look even worse in certain areas. Without her, they've dropped every single game, going winless in her absence due to a recent back injury. It's the definition of a lose-lose scenario. With her, the offense is inefficient. Without her, it's non-existent. The whole situation is like watching someone complain about a leaky roof in the middle of a flood. The main problem is bad, but the alternative might be even worse.
I'm no expert in math, but it looks like Angel Reese wins 1 out of every 3 games. If I remember correctly, Angel Reese has beaten a team with a winning record once this season. So you tell me how Angel Reese impacts win.
Head coach Tyler Marsh has been doing his best to steer the conversation away from disaster mode, but even his most optimistic quotes can't hide what's happening. Publicly, he praises her work ethic, talks about development, and tries to highlight her rebounding. Privately, though, there's no ignoring the reality. The Sky have built their offense around a player who's become better known for her bloopers than her buckets. And that's where the Reebok situation gets even messier. When they signed her, Shaquille O'Neal himself called Reese the kind of player who could change the culture, putting her name in the same sentence as legends like Allen Iverson. But while Iverson and Shaq could dominate the game, Reese's highlight reels are a mix of rebounds and point-blank misses. The comparison hasn't aged well, and insiders are starting to question whether Reebok actually understood what they were buying into.
And I will say this, his rant cursed Angel Reese because she proceeded to have the absolute worst game of her life.
If there's been any pause in the criticism, it came thanks to a stroke of luck, or rather, bad luck disguised as good timing. Reese's recent back injury has kept her out of action for multiple games, and in a strange way, it's been a relief for everyone involved. For her, it means a break from the constant wave of viral ridicule. For Reebok, it buys time to rethink how to market her 2026 shoe without tying it directly to on-court performance. And for fans, it spares them another round of head-scratching layup attempts. The injury even meant she missed a matchup against the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, her old college rival who's now thriving as a pro. That absence avoided what could have been one of the most lopsided comparisons in the league. Instead of a high-profile clash, the storyline quietly faded for a week. But as soon as she returns, the spotlight and the scrutiny will be right back on her.
She had a good game, 22 points, 13 rebounds, but she shot terribly. She got bailed out so many times, throwing up brick layups, getting phantom foul calls from the refs. She did make 10 of 11 free throws, so that is good. 6 of 16 from the floor is not good at all. 0 of 1 from 3. She was a minus 11. Listen, man, Kiki Area Fan got the better of her.
From a marketing perspective, the Angel Reese saga is turning into a business school case study, and not the kind companies brag about. Reebok didn't just sign her for a quick promotional push. They invested heavily in her image, banking on the classic sports marketing formula. Winning player equals fans want to be like them. Shoes fly off shelves. It's the same logic that sold Air Jordans for decades and keeps LeBron's gear in demand. But here's the snag. That formula only works if the athlete's game inspires people. Right now, the highlight most fans associate with Reese is a missed layup in a wide-open lane. To counter that, Reebok has tried pivoting to focus on her personality, confidence, and cultural influence rather than her on-court dominance. That works fine for a lifestyle brand. But for a company trying to relaunch its performance basketball division, it's like putting a racing driver in commercials for flat tires. The message doesn't connect, and the risk is that the shoe launch becomes a punchline before it even hits stores.
Great ideas, wants to bring in talent to grow Reebok and like have people wear it again because no one does. So one of his genius decisions was this. Fucking signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of like fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing the mark.
The problem is made worse by the team around her. The Chicago Sky aren't built to hide her weaknesses. They're built in a way that makes them stick out even more. The offense struggles to create easy scoring chances. So when Reese gets the ball near the basket, it's often in traffic with defenders ready to block or disrupt her shot. Instead of masking the issue, the system throws her directly into it. And then there's the rookie head coach, Tyler Marsh, trying to design a winning system around a player whose most reliable skill has been grabbing rebounds, not putting the ball through the hoop. It's like being handed a luxury car with square wheels and told to win a Formula One race. Even more telling, when Reese has been sidelined, the team's offensive efficiency has improved slightly in certain metrics, despite the losses still piling up. That hints at a brutal truth. Her presence may help on the boards, but it might actually hurt in other key areas.
Tyler Marsh has this point forward thing on lock. Tyler Marsh has this Angel Reese point forward thing on lock. There we go, pushing the pace. Oh, yeah, Angel. It's okay. It's okay. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. All right, here we go. We got an entry pass. It looks like it's going to be to Elizabeth Williams, and oh, goodness.
In today's sports world, failure can sometimes make you famous faster than success, and Angel Reese might be the best example of that. Every missed shot becomes instant social media fuel. Every awkward possession becomes a meme. She's built a level of name recognition that many WNBA players never reach, but for all the wrong reasons. This isn't the fame that builds legacies, it's the kind that burns bright, then disappears when the next internet sensation comes along. For Reebok, that's a dangerous bet. Viral fame built on failure might grab attention, but it rarely sells performance products long-term. Eventually, fans stop laughing and start ignoring, leaving behind outdated memes and shelves full of shoes nobody wants to associate with the joke. The difference between being remembered and being worth remembering has never been sharper, and right now Reese is walking that line in the most public way possible.
You can barely dribble, you miss layups on purpose, and they record them as me-bounds. Rebounds, you be stat padding, you don't elevate your players, you went to a stacked LSU team, you hear me? My precious CC owns you. You wanna know the record? She is 5-2 against you. You beat her in college one time, that championship. But what happened to the year after that? She sent you home. You hear me? And wave to your coach.
The clock is ticking toward 2026, and with each passing month, the pressure around Angel Reese's signature shoe grows heavier. Reebok has already poured money into photo shoots, teaser campaigns, and early promotional materials, hoping to position the launch as a culture-shifting moment. But the reality outside the marketing meetings is a lot less glamorous. In the basketball world, Reese's name is now more connected to blooper reels than to dominance, and industry insiders are starting to whisper about backup plans. Some suggest quietly shifting the shoe into the lifestyle category, so it's more about streetwear fashion than on-court performance. Others say the launch might get pushed back entirely, buying time to hope her game turns around. The most pessimistic voices in the room think Reebok could even be searching for a way out, because when your star athlete's signature move is missing shots from 2 feet away, it's hard to convince customers that your performance gear can help theirs.
So bad that when Caitlin Clark and her were supposed to face off against each other the other week, the ticket sales went down from $100 to like $5 because Caitlin Clark got injured. She had a quad injury, so she wasn't playing. So guess what? No one wanted to go watch. And if you don't know Caitlin Clark, she's pretty much the GOAT of the WNBA and is the reason why people are watching. No one watches you, Angel Reese. No one watches you. The only thing that I enjoy watching is all the clips on TikTok of you just countlessly just missing every shot that you take.
Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky keeps spiraling toward the bottom of the standings, and Reese's role in that collapse is impossible to ignore. Every game she plays, every shot she misses, adds another clip to the internet's ever-growing collection. And with the shoe release date creeping closer, the questions for Reebok get sharper. How do you sell performance when the performance is a punchline? How do you make a product feel like a must-have when the face of your campaign is better known for what she doesn't make? Unless Reese finds a way to completely rewrite her story on the court, and fast, the launch could go down as one of the most awkward moments in sports marketing history. In the end, the Angel Reese experiment might become the ultimate cautionary tale of the social media era, that not all attention is good attention, and no amount of hype can hide the difference between being famous and being good.